and Sonia, you probably remember at 10 o'clock, this area was flooded with police. Quite a different story now. An hour later, we're going to walk over here. This is where the center of the activity was. This is the hospital. We see maybe 1-2 police cars that are kind of patrolling the grounds here at the hospital for special care. But earlier, and you've seen the video, we're about to show you the video right now. Quite an intense scene. So here's what happened. Police get a call around 5:53 this evening. This was an active shooter in the building. That's how the call was put in. Police say it's 65-year-old Victor Valcarcel. He allegedly opened fire on 2 of his supervisors, Lynn Trask and Robert Barucci, both men in the lower level of the hospital. Now, he's later arrested without incident at 37 Helen Drive. Now, the hospital staff tells us that the targets here possibly were his supervisors over a dispute.
A disciplinary dispute today, so he was currently employed.
Can you elaborate on that dispute?
At this point, I really cannot. Obviously, our focus has been on the safety of our patients and our concern for our employees, so that information is not readily available at this time.
Now, police say that the 2 victims in this case were tended to by hospital physicians here before they were transported to St. Francis Hospital in Hartford. Good news is they are in serious but stable condition right now, and the investigation really continues. Now, again, when we wrapped up that news conference, which was about half a mile down the road here, when we came back to this scene to get ready for our 10 o'clock newscast, still a lot of police presence here. 1 hour later, quite a different scenario, although police say they're going to be working on this case throughout the night. Darren and Sonia.
Jamie, quieter there now, but what was the scene like as this place was being put into lockdown earlier tonight?
Well, Darren, it was interesting. I asked that question to the vice president of the hospital, the administrative vice president of the hospital. And, you know, we remember, of course, the lottery shooting here in Connecticut, then the distributor shooting in Manchester a few years ago. Workplace violence, these stories just too frequent in Connecticut. So I asked the question, is there a protocol in place for something like this, as horrid as it is to think about? And she says, indeed, yes, there is a protocol, an action plan that was put into effect at the hospital when the call went out that there was an active shooter in the building. The building goes on lockdown. Doors are shut. Doors are locked. There are places people go. And that's exactly what happened. And they were very pleased. Hospital personnel was very pleased about how fast the response was when police arrived here. And it took police a little bit of time just through the course of the investigation to discover that the shooter, Valcarcel, was not at the facility anymore. But they say that action plan worked as it is intended to work. Darren and Sonia.
All right, Jamie, thank you.
All right, well, for folks who live nearby that hospital, it has been a scene straight out of the movies.
People in one New Britain neighborhood reportedly saw the suspect being handcuffed by police. News 8's Bob Wilson continues our team coverage tonight in New Britain. Bob?
Yeah, Victor Valcarcel lives right here at 37 Helen. The police are still here, and while Jamie is seeing a decrease in police presence up at the hospital, we're seeing an increase. They just brought over a major crimes unit just about 10-15 minutes ago. They have a lot of officers here. They've been going through the neighborhood, and it has been chaotic. People describing the scene as SWAT teams rolling in through here as they made the arrest earlier today. People tonight, we went to knock on doors to talk to them about the situation, wouldn't open their doors, didn't want to talk on camera, were peeking out through blinds. It's that kind of a night here, as people scared, very intimidated by what happened. And people who live in the neighborhood say that the house there was very quiet. The people there kept to themselves.
I don't really know the guy. Like, even knowing that we have somebody that is over here as a suspect, that's a little scary now.
What do you think? Yeah, he's a couple doors down from you.
Yeah, and that's like a little scary right there.
Now, police say they're still going to continue to be here all throughout the night and into the early hours of the morning as they try to go through the house to put all of the pieces together. They're still working on this. Now, one of the things they did describe as that when they went to arrest him, he was very calm. He was docile. He didn't put up a fight at all. He just went willingly. There was no struggle, and they say that's a good sign. They did recover the weapon. We don't know if it was here or at the hospital, but they say they have the weapon and they have the suspect. They're just moving their case forward tonight. I'm Bob Wilson reporting live in New Britain, News 8.